Hi everybody, welcome to Aviation Simplified. So today I'm going to do circuits, okay? Now, before I get into the aircraft, I want to give you a little bit of briefing as to what are circuits, how it's done, and basically what I have here on the board, okay? So before I get started, this little arrow over here, that's giving the direction of the wind, okay? And the direction of the wind is important for us is because we need to be able to take off against it as much as possible. And taking off against the wind has its advantages, helps us take off over a shorter distance, and also it helps us climb at a faster rate, okay? So what is a circuit? A circuit is simply a traffic pattern for VFR aircrafts for them to follow to land or to follow to leave the airspace, okay? The circuit is made up of 5 legs, okay? They respectively takeoff, crosswind, downwind, base, and final, okay? The altitude the circuit is flown at is 1,000 feet AGL. AGL means above ground level, okay? Now over here I've written 90 feet MSL. That's actually the height of the runway above sea level. So when we climb to our circuit altitude using the altimeter, we have to include the height of the runway. Okay, so 1000 plus 90 becomes 1090. Now because 90 is so close to 100, we just round that off to the next 100-foot increment, okay? So 1090 becomes 1100 feet MSL, and that's going to be your altitude for the circuit, okay? So you're lined up on runway 06, you get the clearance for takeoff, and then you accelerate, you get airborne, and then you climb and climb and climb, and at some point you're going to reach your circuit altitude, okay? As you reach your circuit altitude, you level off the wings and then start your turn to the right on crosswind, okay? Now, because this is a controlled zone, obviously there's a tower. Sometimes the tower may tell you around 700 or 800 feet to initiate the turn to the right on crosswind, okay? Sometimes they tell you, and sometimes if they don't say it, do what you gotta do. Reach your circuit altitude and then you turn onto crosswind, okay? Now, when an aircraft turns from takeoff onto crosswind, it experiences the slipping in a turn, okay? Because the wind is coming from here, okay? Slipping is simply, to put it in words, is the rate of turn is too little for the given bank angle, okay? And in this situation, to correct that, okay, you apply right rudder and decrease your bank angle a little bit, okay? So you're going down the crosswind, and at some point you're gonna ask yourself, when can I turn on downwind? Now, because you're VFR, okay, you're obviously allowed to look outside. Look at the opposite threshold over here. Ask yourself, are you 45 degrees relative to it? Okay. Turn your head to the right. Again, in this case, you have to. And look at the threshold. If your answer is yes, then initiate your turn to the right with a gentle rate 1 turn onto the downwind. So as you're going down the downwind, at some point you're gonna pass the threshold of the runway you just used for takeoff, okay? As soon as you pass that threshold, that means start your landing preparation, and that starts with car beat on, reduce your power, okay, and wait until your indicated airspeed shows that you're safe to do so, and that's when the needle goes onto the white arc, okay, that's the flaps extension speed. So when it's safe to lower down your flaps, put it to 10 degrees for now, okay? and maintain your altitude, 1,100 feet MSL, okay? Now, sometimes when you're here, the tower will tell you sometimes to extend downwind, and I'll call base for you, okay? Then in that case, you have to do what he says, extend downwind, and wait until he tells you to do so, okay? Or otherwise, if he doesn't say anything and you know when to turn base, start your turn on base, okay? When you're on base, lower your flaps to 20 degrees, okay? Now again, when the aircraft turns from downwind to base, this time it's gonna feel like it's skidding because the wind is again coming from here. So in this case, it's gonna be skidding. Skidding basically means your weight of turn is way too high for the given bank angle, okay? And to solve that in here, in this situation, you apply left rudder and increase your bank angle a little bit, okay? So you're on base finally. As you're on base, start your descent, okay? I would say about 500 feet per minute, it's good, okay? And as you turn on final, okay? On final, you put your flaps to 30 degrees, okay? That's only if the winds are calm, okay? Or at least not gusty, put it to 30 degrees. Or if the winds are gusty, or okay, I would suggest you use flaps 20 degrees for landing, okay? Like today it's gonna be gusty, so most likely I'm gonna use flaps 20 degrees for landing, okay? So you're on final, coming in, and as soon as you pass the threshold, cut the power and start your flare, okay? And gently touch onto the runway with the main wheels first, okay? As you touch down, do not let go of your control column, okay? Hold it back. You don't want to smash the front, the nose wheel onto the runway, okay? So hold it until you come to a complete stop, and even then hold it and clear the runway, move taxi to the taxiway, okay? And after you come to a complete stop, and then you can gently let it go a little bit, okay? So that's pretty much it for basic circuits, okay? Now we're gonna go into the aircraft now in 3, 2, 1.
Oscar Papa Charlie, squawk code 1240. 1240, Oscar Papa Charlie. Bravo Jet, uniforme dans la ville, vous quittez la zone, service surveillance terminale, autorisé fréquence de route. Bravo Jet, uniforme. Golf Papa Romeo Tower, line up, runway 06 left, check for traffic, just on your right side there, we'll cross from the Charlie taxiway to the Kilo taxiway.
Okay, Roger, check the traffic inside, and the line up, runway 06 left, Golf Papa Romeo.
Oscar Papa Charlie Tower, you're identified on the right coast. Oscar Papa Charlie.
68, on fait Charlie Yankee pour un nouveau service.
Le jet inclus, la tour maintient votre position, ce sera pas bien long.
Roger, ça fait Charlie.
So, now we're on 1000.
Tower, you on crosswind?
Turning on crosswind, uniforms will go. So now we're 1,100 feet, as discussed. Now I'm turning on my crosswind leg.
Exit piste, Golfer, moto Charlie.
Oscar Papa Charlie, there's traffic, 11 o'clock, 1 mile, eastbound Cessna 1001. In 1 mile, you're leaving the zone, surveillance service terminated, change your route frequency.
Traffic in sight, changing to en route frequency in 1 mile, Oscar Papa Charlie.
Norman 0, contactez le sol, 264 en piste.
264 en piste, normal.
Hotel Mike Tower, descend at your discretion, number 1, runway 06 left.
So now I'm just waiting until I'm 45 degrees from the threshold of the opposite runway.
We'll stay on the runway heading for a little bit before turning eastbound. For you, leaving 1,500 feet, contact Montreal departure 12515. The wind's 170 at 8, gusting 15, clear for takeoff, 06 left.
Okay, looks like we're 45 degrees now. Now we can initiate the turn onto downwind leg.
Alpha Alpha, virez en base, la descente à votre discrétion.
On est en base, on descend Alpha Alpha.
Roger.
So when you turn on the downwind leg, you don't really have much to do. So at this time, you just check your instruments. Everything is good, and that's pretty much it. As I said before, your ground speed is always higher at the downwind leg because the wind is pushing you from the back. But today we're having a quarter tailwind, so it's not going to be as fast as if we had 100% tailwind.
Romeo Tango Charlie, virez à droite vers l'est.
Romeo Charlie.
Uniform Zulu Golf, number 2, runway 06 right, follow Cessna, 1 o'clock, 1 mile and a half on base.
Number 2 in traffic, Uniform Zulu Golf.
Uniform Zulu Golf, you have traffic inside?
Traffic inside Uniform Zulu Golf.
Roger. Hotel Mike Tower, plan Romeo, the wind's 170 at...
So right now basically I'm number 2 in traffic. I have to wait until I pass the traffic on my opposite direction, but on that side, before I turn on my base. So I just passed the threshold of the runway I used. I reduced the power, carbied on, reduced power.
Romeo Uniform
And wait.
Descend at your discretion and
Okay, now I'm slow enough.
all the base for you.
Flaps 10 degrees. I'm keeping altitude.
Tour de Saint-Hubert, Delta Tango Echo au sol chez Hélicraft.
Delta Tango Echo, la tour, Roger.
Peux-vous me demander de fermer mon point de vol, s'il vous plaît?
Okay, looks like we can initiate the turn on base now.
Vancouver Tower, Golf 05 Bravo.
Et Delta Tango Echo, on va faire ça.
C'est fort apprécié. Merci beaucoup et bon après-midi.
Vraiment.
So I reduce the power further, and I start my descent.
Décoller, atterrir à votre discrétion du TFR1, toujours pas plus haut que 600 pieds.
Approximately at rate of 500 feet per minute is good. And flaps 20 degrees. And today we're gonna keep it at 20 degrees because it's very gusty. Okay. So we're gonna use flaps 20 degrees instead of 30.
Romeo Uniform
for
Charlie,
landing.
base turn, runway, actually turn on base, and runway change, runway 06 right. Once on base, extend the base, you're number 2 for runway 06 right behind Cessna, turning 1 mile final. Alpha Alpha, quitte à droite via gauche, contactez ça, le 64 en piste.
Golf Alpha Alpha.
Hotel Mike plan to exit via Romeo.
Okay, now we're turning on final.
Clear to land runway 06 left.
Hotel Mike planning exiting Romeo.
Uniform Zulu Golf, clear to land runway 06 right.
Clear to land 06 right, Uniform Zulu Golf. So in order to land, we must have to get the permission to land. If the controller doesn't say that you get the permission, you have to go around. So it's or else you'll be in a very big trouble.
Delta Golf Bravo identified runway 06 right, winds 16 at 8, altimeter 3001, clear mid right hand downwind runway 06 right, not below 1,700 feet in the zone.
So right now we're having some crosswind from the right, okay? So we're going to be doing a crosswind landing. So right now the nose is facing the right.
Hotel Mike Tower, give way to the vehicle on your right that will cross from Romeo from right to left.
Okay, I'm about to cut the power in about 3, 2, 1.
Roger.
Okay, I apply left rudder and right aileron, okay? And smoothly touch down in just now.
Le Sierra Fox Sierra, tour de Saint-Fer à niveau, fait 063.
Sierra Fox Sierra. Saint-Fer Hotel Mathematics via Romeo, contacting ground 126.
Roger. Delta Golf Bravo Tower, continue directly for your right base, runway 06 right.
Delta Golf Bravo.
Uniform Zulu Golf, exit right via Golf, contact ground 1264, 1 off.
1264, Uniform Zulu Golf, thank you.
Bravo Oscar Foxtrot in 2 miles, surveillance service terminated, change wind frequency.
Foxtrot, Bravo Oscar Foxtrot, have a good day.
So The situation was I was only going to do one circuit for this video, just to show you. But if you were going to do it continuously, so after you touch down, first thing first, flaps up, carb off, and full power. Okay, but because I only did one circuit, so I didn't have to do that until I cleared the runway, and then I just go after my checklist and then do the rest. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer them to you. Thank you.
Number 2, runway 06 right, follow Cessna, short final.